Hello and welcome to the Awakened Spirit YouTube channel. My name is Melanie. I'm a lifelong medium. I'm a spiritual teacher, mentor, and guide for intuitives, empaths, and highly sensitive souls. And today we're going to be talking about the secret magic of meditation. But first, be sure to like and subscribe if you like this type of content. Today we're going to be talking about the secret magic of meditation. And this is such an exciting topic for me because meditation has changed my life and the lives of my clients in so many ways. So I really want to talk about some of the misconceptions around meditation because when I was much younger and I was really going through it, I had a lot of people recommend meditating to me and what I thought meditation was versus what it actually is. And, there's like so many types of meditation. It's very different than what I teach and how I teach it to other people and how I use it in my day-to-day life. And some of the biggest misconceptions around meditation is that meditation is something where you have to sit down and sit still and make your thoughts shut up. That's not going to work. And if you've tried that, and if it's really frustrating for you, that's probably why. Meditation is not so much about making your mind go quiet, but it's more so about sitting down and recognizing what's going on in our internal landscape. And a lot of times when we're having things going on out in the world that we're not liking the results to, we oftentimes try to reach for things outside of ourselves to fix that. So maybe we're hating our job and we just think we need a new job. Maybe we're having difficulty in a relationship, so we think we need a new relationship. Maybe we're not feeling good about ourselves, so we shop or we work out or we gamble. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say here is that when we find ourselves in these repetitive cycles where we're always seeking that happiness outside of ourselves, it's it's almost all of the time that there's something within that needs to be resolved first before we can find that joy. I think the biggest misconception around meditation is that, you have to sit there or there's chanting involved or that it's not real in some type of way. And the thing about meditation is that it actually allows you to connect to different levels of relaxation and to rewire your nervous system and your brain. And it can totally change the way you think and appear in the world. A really great example of this is I have this awesome client who owns multiple businesses, and he's been having such a difficult time making really hard decisions that are really big that affect a lot of people. There's just this cloudiness. And the way that he described it was as soon as he started meditating and using the meditative tools that I teach, all of a sudden he didn't feel like he was driving down the road in a fog. He said it felt like his life was him knowing where he was going, but there was this fog and he was just trying to get there and hoping that he didn't run into anything along the way. But after working with me 2 times, he says to me, Melanie, the fog is gone. The fog is gone. I feel like I've been driving through this fog and now I can clearly see the road ahead of me. I can make decisions. I know what decisions to make that are going to quickly create results. And that was so exciting for me because it's had a very similar effect in my life. Another misconception around meditation is that meditation is something that you do that you have to be really good at in order for it to work. And that's really not true. The thing is, meditating and taking the time to reflect on what's going on within your inner world, there's no expertise needed. There's no skill needed. It's just you deciding that you're going to take the time to do that. And really, a lot of this, I think, comes from needing to create some type of time and space for meditating. And a lot of people have reasons why they can't sit down and meditate. I've had times where I feel like, it's hard or there's a lot of resistance to me sitting down. All of a sudden I go to meditate and I remember 6 different things I need to do. Sometimes I get up and do those 6 things and then I come back to it. And if you can find a way to create time in your schedule to meditate, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. My schedule usually looks like I wake up I take care of my body for about an hour, take care of all this stuff in the morning, take care of my girl. And then I meditate, and I take about 30 minutes to an hour to meditate in the morning. It has totally changed my life. I'll get into that later, but I recommend that if you're going to be starting to meditate, that you find a way to schedule in time to meditate wherever that works for you. So that might be first thing in the morning, that might be midday, that could maybe be at night before you go to bed. Even taking 10 minutes to sit and meditate is a great place to start. You don't have to be highly skilled for meditation to work. You just have to do it, which is the hardest part, right? You just have to find that time to do it. So, myth dispelled. Okay, let's get on to the good stuff. The way that meditation has profoundly changed my life. And I cannot say this and emphasize it enough. Emphasize. I cannot emphasize enough how much meditation has changed my life. When I first started on my journey meditating, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of just delving into a little bit of Reiki and some ritual work. And, I had some experience with some other things at the time that were totally, in this field of spirituality, but they weren't meditation. And I started practicing meditating, and I started to feel this profound shift within me. And the way that I could describe this would be like, when you meditate and you start to meditate frequently, it's almost like there's these doors of awareness that continue to open, and you're meditating, you're noticing things, you're working through things, and all of a sudden there's this new door of awareness that you step through, and you're like, the curtain has lifted. You're like, oh my God, I had no idea this was going on. This was running the show. Why was I doing that? Now I know. And then you have this period of time where you're integrating that awareness, and you're meditating, you're integrating that awareness. You're going through this little period of time that's a little bit different because all of a sudden you're aware of this stuff. And then you go through another door of awareness, and it's like, whoa, and you just keep opening these doors. And the way that this has translated in my life to profound change is that I was somebody who I would describe as very unhappy. I was somebody that I would describe as anxious. I physically felt really unwell. I felt really sick all of the time and really tired. I couldn't organize my thoughts in a way where I could get stuff done. So like executive function type of stuff, eyebrows. And overall, I was unhappy with life, and it sucked. It really sucked. Oh my God, it sucked. And things just were really hard. Relationships were hard. Work was hard. Everything was so effortful and heavy. And when I started meditating, I would notice that when I meditated, I would feel a little bit better. So I just jumped in. I was like, oh my God, this is it. So I jumped in, I started meditating all of the time. And what happened was I found all of these limiting beliefs, all of these roadblocks to my success and happiness, all of these things that were continuing to lead me down this road of repetitive unhappiness, repetitive fatigue, repetitive confusion. And I really solidified a meditation practice in my life. And what I found was that it profoundly changed my relationships with the people that I love and the people that I kept around me. I started to have more energy and more clarity. I started to really be able to just know what was and wasn't for me. And I started moving through the world in much more of my own authentic energy. And the way that I might also describe this is that sometimes when you're trying to get something done and it's just not working, and there's all of this effort, and just no matter what you do, you can't get it done. That is what I would describe as moving through the world in energy that's not yours. Versus when you meditate and you find all that stuff that's not yours in here, and you recognize it and you begin to release and move through it, things just flow, things just happen, opportunities, connections, relationships. It's been completely and utterly earth-shattering for me. The way that I was 10 years ago, I don't even recognize that person. And I have so much love for that person as my voice cracks. I have so much love for that version of myself that was going through all of that. And I'm grateful for those experiences. And I'm a completely different person today because of meditation. So let's get into how meditation has profoundly changed the lives of my clients. I started working with a particular client last October. And in that time, she had been, she owned her own business. She was expanding in her business. She was moving across the country to another country. She was in a relationship. And all of her success in her business, she kept feeling like a failure. Like there was something else that was missing, like it wasn't good enough. And she kept diving deeper and deeper and deeper into work. And as we began to work with each other, and I, gave her some meditative tools to work with, she just started to discover that she was using work as a way to avoid unhappiness within her relationship. And once she realized that, she broke up with her partner, moved back to the United States, and now her business is flourishing in like 100 different directions. Her clarity is totally improved. Her happiness is through the roof. And it's really such a beautiful transformation to watch happen, purely because this woman sits down and meditates every day. It's really incredible. Her business is booming. And she's so thrilled. And she also found a new person in her life that is so supportive, so loving, so validating, and all of the things that she was wanting desperately from her previous relationship. And so, I feel like that's a really great example of how this can profoundly change things. I have another client who owns multiple businesses in the spiritual realm, and she was starting to branch out into opening a physical location to produce some practices. And she kept hitting this energy around lack and worry and money, and it was really stopping her from taking a step. And once we started to work with each other, within 2 months, she realized that she had been holding on to a teaching position at a different school where she was no longer getting hours. She was no longer getting the clients that she wanted, but there was that stability there. And that hang up was keeping her from bringing all of her creative energy and all of her ability to make this new business boom, and holding it hostage in that safety. And once she realized that, she left the place where she was teaching, and all of a sudden, like I'm not psychic, right? All of a sudden, her business is exploding. She's going viral. She has hundreds of people that are lined up for her classes. It's been such a cool thing to watch. And I don't know that I could feel any more grateful than to be a part of these transformations. And that's really why I am starting to open up the space for my meditation classes. And I'm going to give myself a little plug here. So the Awakened Spirit meditation classes, eyebrows. And if you have ever wanted to work with me or been interested in working with me, and you've seen my website, in kind of an effort to reach more people and give more people the tools that I teach, I've created the Awakened Spirit meditation classes. And in the Awakened Spirit meditation classes, what you'll be learning is how to use your energy to release energy out of your space that's keeping you stuck. You'll learn how to manage being highly sensitive. You'll learn how to clear the fog so that you can see your way in life. And we're going to be talking about all these really fun topics, such as manifesting your dreams. I teach a spoon bending class. I teach a class on how to connect and commune with nature and animals. And there's so much that I would love to explore with you and get into in that space. Classes are going to be held on Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time, and they're going to be an hour long. You can either sign up for classes, which are going to be every Wednesday night, or you can sign up to do meditation classes and receive group healings. And group healings are going to be held with my very good friend Olivia Ray, and group healings are going to be based on a specific topic. So if you've ever wanted to experience energy healing, if you're feeling stuck, if you've meditated and done a lot of other energy work, but things are just not shifting, you can come to our healing clinics and receive a healing. And all of these offerings are created and designed to be at a rate that's a lot more affordable so that you can actually have access without having to book at a single session rate, which is a little bit higher. So coming back to the Awakened Spirit meditation classes, I'm just going to share screen and show you why I'm so excited about this offer. If you haven't been to my website yet, my website is melaniesheree.com. And this is the site. This is where you can find the classes tab. And really what we're going to be learning how to do in the Awakened Spirit meditation classes is learning how to own your sensitivity as your greatest gift. Because so many of us are in the world and we're just the effect of all of the energy that we notice and we sense. And these classes are designed so that you can reclaim your energy, reclaim your space, reclaim your power to be in the world and not be the effect of all of the chaos. Just read it from the top. Join a community of empaths and spiritual seekers in weekly meditation classes where you will explore the vast world of spirit, discover and develop your intuitive gifts, free yourself from anxiety in meditation, find your truth, your answers, and your certainty. Connect with like-minded, highly sensitive souls, reset your energy in the vibration of empowerment. And that's really what these classes are designed to do. And what you get in the Awakened Spirit meditation classes is you get weekly hour-long Zoom classes where you can ask me any questions, you can connect with other people that are having very similar experiences, and we're all going to be in it together. You're going to be learning meditative tools to help you stay grounded and to manage your energy and really manage the chaos in this ever-changing world. I'm going to be teaching special secret techniques and magical techniques that will help you to find that clarity and your certainty in your day-to-day life. You'll be able to get class replays on demand, one-on-one support and guidance with me, and student discounts on additional one-to-one sessions. Now, the big thing about this is you can actually come in and try it and see if you like it for free for 14 days, which means you could come in, you could check out the classes, you could decide whether or not you like it. So there's no heavy responsibility if you sign up and you feel like, oh, just not into it. No pressure. I'm never going to lock anybody into anything. I hate that feeling. Special topics classes, exploring the dream plane and astral projection, the art of spoon bending. Really cool class. If you've never been to spoon, it's something I highly recommend experiencing. Meeting your angels, where you'll be able to connect with and communicate with your angels and your guides. Reading tarot from the heart. If you've ever been interested in reading tarot but didn't want to memorize the deck, we're teaching you how to do that. Manifesting your dreams, obviously self-explanatory. And like I was saying earlier, you can either choose to do weekly meditation classes, or you can choose to participate in classes and group healings. So what is the secret magic of meditation? Well, the secret and the magic of meditation is that your mind is literally capable of changing your physical reality. And I know how far-fetched that sounds because we're so used to believing that physical matter is the only thing that's real, when in reality, there's so much going on in the world that is at a wavelength that we can't perceive with our eyes open. It's at a non-visible wavelength. There's so much energy and so much happening. And as somebody who has been a psychic medium my entire life, there's so much going on behind the scenes and in the subconscious that can really keep us from realizing our true potential and finding our joy in the world. And when you're able to meditate, when you're able to look within, when you're able to find those limits that keep you from moving towards your profound joy and empowerment, it's like having a magic wand. It's like being Harry Potter. It's a big deal. It's revolutionary. And I think the biggest thing in our society that has kept us from being able to really own our magic is the concept that when you are seeing something with your eyes closed, that it is imaginary, that it is not real. And that honestly could not be farther from the truth. Before I bore you to death, please just bear with me here. According to quantum physics, I know I saw you glaze over, just wake up, wake up. According to quantum physics, our seeable reality is made up of subatomic particles, and these subatomic particles become fixed when we are visibly looking at them. And when we close our eyes and are not viewing physical matter behaves more like a wave. And what that means is that it's in motion, it's moving, and it's fluid. And when you close your eyes to meditate, you can see into that reality where matter is no longer fixed. It's able to be moved and shifted and transformed. And so meditation actually transforms your physical reality when you do it enough. And so I'd really love to have you in the Awakened Spirit meditation classes. I'd love to hear your questions and comments below. And I really hope to see you there. Thanks for being here.